Welcome back, everybody. Today we will be talking about the Orlando Magic since they had the first overall pick. Figured I'd speak about their guy Pablo Banchero and what it means for them as a franchise. He's sure taking what's his name? Sure taking Jabari Smith Jr. I think he's going to be better. It sucks he's in my division. I hate that. Pablo should have been on the Rockets, in my opinion, just personally. I think he was a better fit overall. Yeah, his lights are bothering me. I put my glasses on. It was bothering me. It bothers me that Orlando did this. I feel like this might make them keep Mo Bamba, which sucks for the Mavs, but it is what it is. For them, it gives them more wings that basically just a replacement for Jonathan Isaac, in my opinion. Jonathan Isaac's getting paid $18 million a year to basically sit on the bench and be Kyrie Irving without any talent. I have a feeling he's going to get bought out and never play another NBA game again. Jonathan Isaac, he's not for the NBA. Go play in Europe, man. You get injured too frequently. You have all these causes and stuff, but dude, you can't even play basketball. You get paid $18 million to play basketball, and you can't even do that right. I like this deal because it lets them get rid of Jonathan Isaac. I think he might be a toxic person in the locker room. I was really hoping that Jabari Smith Jr. Or Pablo would get taken by them, or even Chet, just because I feel like they're going to let Mo Bamba walk. Just because, they don't really have room for him, which sucks for Mo Bamba because he wanted to be on the Mavs so badly. And I really hope that whatever team he goes to does right by him, making sure that he can get playing time, meaningful playing time, not garbage minutes. But yeah, I do think Orlando messed up on this pick. I think that it'll come back to haunt them. Of course, I hope all three of them are good, except Jabari Smith Jr. now because he's on the Rockets. But yeah, I think all three of them have chances. Like they were saying last night on the broadcast, that they all have number one pick potential. And I can definitely see that. But the rest of this draft, like Jaden Ivey, I can think can be better than all three of them. And I'll be doing probably 5 videos for the top 5 picks, because after that, it's kind of meh. Don't really know anything about those guys. Keegan Murray, I have no idea who he is. But yeah, for the Magic, this basically, they got a better version, hopefully, of Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac can get kicked to the curb. Nobody really wants him. He's too injury prone. He's like the opposite of Jaylen Brown in my eyes. Like, Jaylen Brown, I got a bunch of dust on here. I hate clean off my microphone. He's the opposite of Jaylen Brown in that he wants to be an activist. He wants to do all this stuff. Speaking of Jonathan Isaac, of course. But he doesn't want to play. He wants to get paid and not play. I get he's had injuries, but it feels like a Ben Simmons kind of situation where they just don't want to play him at all. And I think him and Ben Simmons need to end up being on the same team. They need to have a team of Ben Simmons, Kyrie, and Jonathan Isaac. Let all of them go and do all their stuff. And leave the basketball to the pros, like KD, Cole Anthony, Luka, like those guys who actually want to play, who actually want to win, who want to be good. The only reason I'm saying that is because those are the 3 teams I was talking about. Cole Anthony is not on the level of Luka and Kevin Durant, if that's what you're thinking, I said. But I do like the pick. I would have liked to pick either way if it was Jabari Smith Jr. or Pablo Banchero. It's a good pick. I just would rather, of the two, have Jabari Smith Jr. because I think he can shoot better. I think his handle is better. But Pablo, it's tough because the thing in college what he had where he lost 7 pounds a game and would have to have a special solution for water. That would freak me out personally if I was a general manager. Like, okay, what's going on? Like, how can we figure this out as a franchise to get it fixed? Or to... I've been making videos all day, I'm tired. How can we remedy this? How can we make sure that he'll be able to go out there and play in a 40-minute playoff game if we ever once we make it back to the playoffs? Because I don't think he can. I don't think he's going to be able to play those heavy minute games. That's the only thing that's literally the only thing besides his defense, which is a little bit. Every rookie's defense isn't the greatest unless you're Josh Hart or Davion Mitchell. Your rookie defense is not going to be the best defense you're going to have in your career. But I just don't. I feel like Paolo isn't going to be able to sit on the floor or be on the floor that much. I feel like he's going to have to take full quarter length rests. And I mean, Jamal Mosley, who I know, him being a former Mavericks coach, I know what he can do, especially with somebody like Paolo. I mean, look what he's kind of done with Dorian. He helped figure out who Dorian. He helped Dorian figure out who he was in the system. And then once Jason Kidd came, and then he was like, okay, we're going to do that then. If that's what your plan was, we're doing it. And I do hope Jamal Mosley can get it right with him. I just think they should have taken Jabari Smith, personally. I think he's a better player, of course. But overall, I'm going to give Orlando as a grade a B+. I memean, it's a number one pick. It's hard to mess up a number one pick unless you're part of the Cleveland Cavaliers organization. I'm giving them a B+, borderline A-, just because of the health part of the losing 7 pounds a game. I don't know if that's currently still a thing yet. I haven't done my research on that. I'm just assuming. But for me, that would be a red flag that he's not going to be able to play that many minutes or that heavy minute games when they matter. Because you don't want him to collapse on the court or something like that. I don't know if it's like a dehydration thing or something like that. But like I said, I just don't trust it. And I always hope for the best for these young guys, especially nowadays with the rise of the small market coming up. I mean, OKC's going to be great. Orlando should be good. Houston, I hope, isn't good. I really do. I hope Jabari Smith plays well. But I don't want them to be like playoff contenders for us to go against. Because Jabari Smith Jr., I feel like he could be one of those guys who could knock the Mavs out of the playoffs if somehow he becomes really good. Because he's the only player in the... You know what? I'm going to say this in my Rockets video, actually. But Pablo Banchero, I have his ceiling... We'll talk ceiling and floor. His floor with Dorian Finney-Smith. Which isn't a bad floor, but for number one overall pick, is a very bad floor. The best he could be, I feel like, is Anthony Davis. I think that he's 6'10", which is around AD's height. I think that's the best he's ever going to be is Anthony Davis level. And I'm talking current Anthony Davis, like Lakers Anthony Davis, not Pelicans Anthony Davis, because that man was a different monster. Lakers Anthony Davis is his top peak, I believe. And I hope to God he doesn't follow Shaq and Dwight. Hey, if you know, you know. If you know, put that in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe. Peace out, y'all.